Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Expat Answer Man vidcast. Yes, again, it's a vidcast. So we've changed the name last week, and we're going to keep going with that. Just wanted to welcome everybody aboard, and I'm so happy that you came to watch and listen, or whatever you're doing. So I want to start off today. I'm going to talk to you about a combination of PayPal in the Philippines and a company that I recently started using called PayMaya. Now, I'm sure that pretty much everybody watching knows what PayPal is. PayPal has been around for around 20 years now, maybe a little over 20 years. I remember getting signed up with PayPal back in the late 90s. It's a payment service online where you can send money to friends, you can send money to relatives, you can pay bills online, and this kind of thing. And I've always found it to be very convenient, and I've used it a lot for, like I say, 20 years or maybe a little bit more now. In the Philippines, it's always been a little bit complicated, though, to use PayPal. There was a time when PayPal was not available at all in the Philippines. You had to have a U.S. IP address or some non-Philippine IP address in a country where PayPal was serving. And I didn't actually know that at first. I had an internet service using the satellite system, which, unbeknownst to me, actually gave me a U.S. IP address. And then one day I was at a different location using somebody else's internet, and I logged onto my PayPal account, and bam, it got frozen up. I had quite a bit of money in there, several $1,000s, and it was frozen by PayPal. And it took me about 2 years to get my money back. Since then, though, there's been a lot of changes. About, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years ago, PayPal started serving the Philippine community. And you can have a PayPal account here, and I've had one ever since just about the first day that they started serving the Philippines. Sometimes things can get a little bit complicated, though. Having systems where you can withdraw the money, having the right bank accounts, the right kind of credit cards or whatever. So I always like to have multiple different ways to get my money out of PayPal. I do a lot of business through PayPal, selling items online, doing services for people, and this kind of thing. So I just feel it's very important to have multiple methods in case one of them stops working for some reason, because that does happen from time to time. So recently, over about a year, maybe even more, I've been hearing about this thing called PayMaya, which is a Philippine company that works with PayPal. And they have some partnership agreements with PayPal and this kind of thing. PayMaya is basically an online kind of debit card type system. And you can actually get an actual debit card. It's mostly, for most people, it's just an online thing. They give you a MasterCard number that you can use for making purchases and that kind of thing. With PayPal, though, a MasterCard cannot be withdrawn to. You can't take money from your PayPal and transfer it from your MasterCard, or to your MasterCard, rather. But you can use a Visa to do that, Visa card. And you can actually upgrade your PayPal account to get a Visa card. And so I recently decided to give it a try. I had a couple reasons why I wanted to try it out. One of them is just to see how it worked. And so let me tell you about it. So to get on with PayMaya, you go to a website, paymaya.com. That's PAYMAYA.com. It's not .ph or anything. It's .com, even though it's a Philippine company. Okay, to open an account, what you need to do, if you've got a Android or iPhone, you go to the App Store and you get the PayMaya app. And once you get that, you can sign up for an account. Your cellular phone number will be your login, your username to log in to PayMaya. You'll set up a password and you give other information like your address and this kind of thing. I believe, yeah, they also have your email address. Just fill out the form. It's all pretty self-explanatory. And then once you sign up, you'll have the MasterCard number. It's just immediate. You can go load money onto your card, and then you can use that card to shop online. There's a lot of different places where you can load your card with money so that you have some balance in there. You can do it at like the SM stores, in the bill paying center. I believe you can load it at the Bayad centers, which is the place where you can go pay bills here in the Philippines. It's kind of an all-encompassing bill payment service. There's a few other places as well. I don't recall right offhand, but I went and loaded. I just put 500 pesos in mine just so I could try things out and see how it worked. I went and did that at the SM store, which is relatively close to my house. I just walked up there and put 500 in. There was no kind of fee or anything. It was free to put the 500 in, and SM didn't charge any fee or anything. It just took a few minutes. It was very easy to do. But I really wanted to be able to connect the PayMaya account with my PayPal account so that it would give me another option for where I wanted to transfer money when I withdrew it from PayPal. So in order to do that, I had to update or upgrade my PayMaya to the higher level, and then I could get a Visa card, which could be used with PayPal. So in order to do that, I had to go online and answer some questions about myself. They have to verify that you really are the person you say you are before they can give you a Visa card. Filled out the questions, answered everything, and my answers were all accepted. Everything was good. But I had one more step. I had to actually print out a form and take it to the Bayad Center, which, like I say, is like a bill-paying center, where they have live people that you'll go talk to, and they're some kind of affiliate with PayMaya. I'm not sure what their arrangement is, but they knew. I was worried maybe they're not going to know what I'm talking about, that I want to update my PayMaya, but as soon as I walked up, when they saw the form, they said, "Oh, you want to do PayMaya?" Yeah, I want to do that. So they took care of it. It was pretty quick and painless, no problem. They just looked at my form, looked at my answers to the questions, and I had to show an ID, a government-issued ID, and there was no problem at all. So by the time I went home, I had my my account all upgraded and everything was ready to go. To get the Visa card, you have to actually pay. It's 150 pesos, I believe, per Visa card. I ordered kind of like a family pack that I got, like, I think 5 Visa cards, and it was like 600 pesos then. It was a little bit cheaper. That way I can give cards to, like, I'll have one, Fama will have one. I give, you know, if the kids want to set up accounts or whatever. So that was all very easy. Now, this morning, for the first time, I paid a bill using my PayMaya account. Just this morning, I got an email from Globe Broadband, the people that service one of my internet accounts. I have 2 different internet accounts that I use. You know, I like redundancy in case one of them is down or one of them is slow. I've got the other one standing by. So anyway, I got my bill from Globe. It was 1,618 or something like that, 1,600 and something. I only had 500 pesos on my PayMaya, so I just went onto my PayPal and I added the PayMaya card to my PayPal account, and that took like 1 minute. And now it's on there permanently, and then I just withdrew some money to my PayMaya card, and in less than a minute I got a notification from PayMaya that I had added $100 from my PayPal account. My PayPal account is denominated in dollars because I do most of my business in dollars, and it was automatically converted by PayMaya over to pesos, and suddenly I had, 5,600 pesos or something in there. So that all worked out good, and then I wanted to go and try to pay my Globe bill. PayMaya has probably, I'm going to say 25 or 30 different companies that you can pay using their service. Another thing you can do if you want to is you could transfer money from your account to somebody else who has PayMaya. But I just wanted to pay Globe, so I went, and literally it took about 1 minute to pay that bill. Now, the normal method is that, somebody has to go to Globe or go to a buyout center or go somewhere where you can do bill payment. Some banks accept payment of bills, this kind of thing. And, I mean, it can take hours. You have to go wait. You have to go stand in line. You've got to pay your fare to go to the place. In our case, one of our kids goes and takes care of the bill payments every month. And so instead of taking her a couple hours to go do this, I did it in less than a minute. I got printouts of receipts right off of my cell phone, and everything was good to go. I was just amazed how easy it was and how efficient it was, and being able to cut out the costs of paying your fare to go there and waiting in line for hours on end and that kind of thing. I just thought it was a great service. I was very happy with the way that it worked out, and I think PayMaya is a great way to go. Now, maybe you're like me. I've got other kind of cards that I can transfer to. I've got bank accounts I can transfer to. But I just found PayMaya to be very efficient, very easy to use, and it just offered me another great option. So I thought I'd tell you guys about that today, and maybe some of you, if you live in the Philippines, you might want to get a PayMaya account. I recommend it highly. I don't have any endorsement or anything from them, so this is just informational, and I just wanted to pass this along to those of you who are watching or listening. So anyway, it's time to kick off another viewer question. I get questions all the time, and I try to feature one of them every time I do a video, sometimes even two. Today I got a question about overstaying visas. This fellow says he overstayed his resident visa, and he also has a problem because his U.S. passport is expired and he doesn't know what to do. I've had that before. I've had to renew passports a couple of times for myself while I've been here, and FEMA's had to renew passports, and all of our kids have gone through several passports because I think if you're under 16, your passport's only good for 5 years. All of our kids now are on adult passports, which are good for 10, though. So anyway, I'll be glad to answer the questions, and let's listen and see what kind of questions are being asked and how I can help. Do you have a special person in the Philippines that you'd like to send a gift to? Maybe some flowers, chocolates, or some other type of gift, perhaps a teddy bear. Go to www.wowphilippines.com. That's W-O-W, Philippines.com. We can take care of you and send a perfect gift for any occasion. We've been in business for nearly 17 years now. Come and visit today. WowPhilippines.com.
Hello. I've overstayed my resident visa, and my U.S. passport has expired. You guys got any kind of recommendations for me or what I need to do? Give me a shout back. Thank you.
Well, hello there, Jonathan, and thank you very much for calling in on my voicemail line and leaving your question. I appreciate that, and I'm happy to help you out any way I can. Okay, so you say that you have overstayed your resident visa. Okay, something is not right. You have some of your information wrong somehow, or in some way you haven't stated it right, maybe. Because a resident visa, now I'm assuming that could be an SRRV or a special retirees resident visa, or it might be a 13A or 13G visa. A 13A is a visa for those who are married to people from the Philippines, citizens of the Philippines. Or a 13G, which is what I have, is for people that are married to former citizens of the Philippines. Now, FEMA was a former citizen at the time we moved here, so I got a 13G visa instead of a 13A. FEMA is now a dual citizen, both U.S. and Philippines, so I could go for either a 13A or 13G now. But a 13A, 13G, or an SRRV is good for life. So you simply cannot overstay on that type of visa. Maybe there are some other types of resident visas that do have a limited life, but I'm not aware of any. So you cannot overstay a resident visa unless it's some special kind of visa that I'm unaware of. and I don't think that's the case. Now, here's what I think is going on here, Jonathan. There's also an ACR card. That's an Alien Certificate of Residence, and it's also called an I-card. This I-card is like an ID card with your picture on it. It's just like a driver's license, the same size and looks similar, although it's gold in color. Now, your ACR I-card does expire. It's good for 5 years. But the ACR card is not a visa. You're not overstaying your visa if your ACR card expires. What that means is you need to go renew it. You should renew it before it expires, but if it's already expired, you can still go renew it. You're not going to get deported or anything like that. I had a situation I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago where I accidentally let my ACR card expire. All I had to do is go down there and fill out the papers, pay the fee. There might have been a small fine, but if there was, it wasn't very much. And they sent off my application for a new card to Manila, and it did take a couple of months. If you're out away from Manila in the provinces, like they call it, it takes a couple of months for it to get back here. But I hadn't overstayed my visa or anything like that, and like I say, you can't overstay a resident visa. So I'm betting that you think that because your ACR card expires, that means you've overstayed your visa. But an ACR card is not a visa. It's only an identification card. A lot of people confuse it and they think that the ACR card is their visa, but it's not. The visa is actually stamped in your passport, and that's the visa. The ACR card is just an ID. So anyway, I think that you're probably talking about that because there is a lot of confusion. A lot of people think the ACR card is the visa, but it's not. So here's the thing. Let's move on to the passport for a minute, and then we're going to tie back in with the ACR card because I think you're talking about the ACR card. You can renew your visa right here in the Philippines. You didn't really tell me where you live in the Philippines. If you're in Manila, you can go in to the U.S. Embassy in Manila, and you can renew your visa there. You'll fill out the application, you schedule an appointment on the embassy website, and you go right down there for your appointment, your interview, whatever is needed. You pay your fee, and they will send that off in diplomatic mail back to the United States Passport Agency with the State Department, and they'll send a passport back to you. I've gotten my new renewal passports in as little as about 5 days and as long as about 2 weeks. They tell you that it can take a month when you do the application. I've found that it's quicker than that, though. So I would figure it's probably about 2 weeks, although I've gotten mine much faster than that even. Now, that's if you're in Manila. If you live outside Manila, maybe in Cebu or Davao, I'm not sure where you live, but there's a couple different things you can do. In most of the bigger cities, I know for sure Davao, Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, Angeles City, a few other places, the embassy goes on an outreach there. They send embassy staff there once or twice a year to take care of things like these passport applications or registering your child that was born in the Philippines, that kind of thing. So you can go take care of embassy business at one of these outreach sessions. They come either only once or twice a year, though, to each of the areas. If your passport's expired, you really need to take care of that because it's not legal for you as a resident here or on any kind of visa here to be expired on your passport. You need to get that updated. So the other thing is, if it's going to be a long time before the embassy sends an outreach to your area, what you can do is you can go online on the U.S. Embassy website, which is at ph.usembassy.gov. ph.usembassy.gov. That's G-O-V at the end. Okay, you go on their website and look up on the top menu and you'll see a section for U.S. Citizen Services. When you put your mouse over that, it'll scroll down a little extra menu there and just click on the passport area and just follow the instructions there. You'll fill out an application, and then you can send in your payment with your old passport to the embassy, and then they'll take care of it from there, and they'll send it back to you. Now, the thing is, let's go back on the ACR card now. You are not allowed to renew your ACR card if your passport is not current. So because of that, don't do anything on the ACR card for now. You want to take care of that passport as soon as possible, and then within 2 to 3 weeks you should have your new passport. You go down there to the Bureau of Immigration and apologize to them for letting your ACR card expire, and just pay the fine, which I think there was a small fine, it wasn't very much. Pay the application fee, which should be right now around 2,500 pesos for an ACR card that's good for 5 years. It's keyed to the US dollar, the application fee. It's 50 US dollars, so you'll be right around 2,500 pesos for that. Now, make sure of one thing. When you go down to the Bureau of Immigration office, bring your old passport and also your new passport. The reason is there's no entry stamp in your new passport, and they won't accept that. They have to see the entry stamp, and they have to see a current passport. Now, when you go down there, you can also have that entry stamp transferred into your new passport. For myself, I just have my old passport with the entry stamp. I need to do the transfer, but it's not required that you do that. You can always just show both passports, and that will be acceptable. So, Jonathan, I hope this helps you out. If there's some kind of question that maybe you do have some kind of resident visa that expires, get back to me and let me know what kind of visa it is exactly. But I know of no resident visa that expires. They're good for life. Now, here's one caveat on that I just thought of. If you have a provisional resident visa, like you just applied for a 13A within the last year and it's not yet permanent, then I suppose it's possible. But once you have that permanent resident visa, which would be the visa that was issued when you applied in the foreign country where you applied, or it's 1 year later if you're in the Philippines when you applied. So keep that in mind also. All right, Jonathan, I hope that helped you out, and I want to thank everybody for visiting today and watching the Expat Answer Man vidcast, or just listening, or whatever you're doing. I appreciate you coming by. Why don't you subscribe to my YouTube channel? That would be great. Just look underneath the video, and there's a place where you can subscribe there. And also, if you wouldn't mind, give a like on YouTube to this video. Just look for the thumbs up button down there, and just click on that. I appreciate all the likes. I really appreciate the subscribers. And if you do subscribe to my videos, you'll get a little bit earlier edition. I usually publish these on YouTube a few days before I put them up on my website. Thanks again, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you again next time. Have a great day.